I want to be different. But I started working out. I started reading, I started studying, and I started practicing. Then I knew that there was an opportunity for me. When I knew I could make an impact, then I knew I could become successful through food. My day, my life, my week, my year is planned, and everything centered around me was work. There was no relationship, there was no love. I tried so many times, it didn't work out because I was never available for Valentine, not available on Christmas Day. I don't go to weddings, sometimes I don't even go to church. I don't attend burial or birthday or whatever it is. Christmas, I'm at work. 31st night, I'm at work. 26th Boxing Day, I'm at work. New Year, I'm also at work. Independence Day, I'm also at work. So when you look at all of these things, you find that the good thing is that one should have been at home, relax and enjoy with family. You are working. And I sacrificed everything. My health was involved. Relationship was involved. My sleep was on the line. My health was on the line. Every money I had was saved. But one of the biggest challenges you have to go through, either in trying to start up a business that involves food or culinary art, is that sometimes they want to wait to gather the entire money needed to be able to, get started. Really, that stuff is a reason why they end up not even starting. Because money would never be enough. Most challenges with people is that they do not know when to unlearn and relearn.
At what point you decide that you want to be a chef? I've not always wanted to be a chef growing up. I've always wanted to be a nurse. Okay. But I was still cooking growing up. So cooking was more like a hobby.
Every day I come to work, I just look at the space. I think there's a gas stove here, there's an air conditioner here. I was cooking with those things that be not as good as do the word. And today, the story is totally different. Wow.
Hi guys, it's Benzik again, and welcome to another interview episode of Selahmeditate. In today's episode, I have a very special friend that I've known here for almost a decade. He's a professional in what he does. He's a very, very good chef. And today, he's going to share with us how he was able to grow very fast, and I'm really proud of his growth in this business. So I'm going to read a brief of his profile here. His name is Anselyn, or popularly known as ChefAns. He's an executive chef instructor at CMK Culinary School in Nigeria, with a branch in Lagos and Port Harcourt. He's a certified chef by American Culinary Federation, USA, certified chef by Gastronomic Culinary School, Miami, Florida, USA. He's a recipe developer and a kitchen consult for restaurants. He's a food business consult and strategist, a TV cooking show judge, and a content creator. He's also an organizer and a conveyor of culinary oral society. Okay, now, before we get into it, guys, if it's your first time of coming to this channel, do hit the subscribe button, share this video with someone. We'll do our best time to time to bring you interviews like this that will bless you and marvel you and give you knowledge of entrepreneurship that you need to know so you can grow in business, in life, and in your mindset. So, if it's your first time coming to the channel, hit the subscribe button and share this video with someone. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome our very good friend here, Chef Anselyn. Chef, it's good to have you here. You've done quite well for yourself within a short period that I've known you for a while now, and I'm really proud of you. Each time I see you, I say, wow, it's great how people grow up very fast in business. So, I want to understand the work ethic, your brain, and your mindset behind how you're able to grow this very fast. Within a period that I've known you, I think I've known you close almost 10 years now, let's say from 2020 to now, but I really don't know when practically it started for you. So, can you give us a breakdown? Apart from this profile you shared, well, let's start with a very little that you can tell us about yourself, then before we go into the play.
Well, I'm married. I have a son who is going to become a chef too one day.
Okay.
My wife is a chef. I have a younger brother who is a chef.
Wow.
I have a sister-in-law who is a chef. So I have a brother-in-law who is also a chef.
Wow.
So But all of this thing, started with me, and then I've been able to pass this thing across. So I've affected them with the ideology of becoming a chef, because it's a lucrative industry. It's an industry that allows you to express yourself how you feel. It's an industry that people also have commonized it, so we took advantage of it. Do you understand? So how we started, or how I started?
Yes, how did it all start?
Well, in 2013 precisely, that was when we started.
Okay.
So we are almost a decade in the industry now. Professionally, or running this business is almost a decade now.
Good. So this I will around of my description of it.
So we started from one small shop, one little shop somewhere at 18 stroke 20 or so away.
That was images.
I don't know, not at the moment, but I think I can get you a little picture of how it looks like the very first,
Exactly.
the very first student, and everything that happened that period. So it was started very little. Before that time, before I started, I was working with a hotel institute.
Okay.
Alright, and then I decided to go to cooking school. I wanted to acquire more knowledge. I was yearning for more.
Okay.
And then I looked around me, and I noticed there was nothing within but give me that satisfaction. Then I asked myself, maybe I'm the only person. But after a little research, I found I was not the only person who was, desiring to go to cooking school, but we can't find. All we do have then were the catering schools. Alright, so I said to myself, with the amount of knowledge I've acquired in work, and then do not forget all the things I did not state here is that I also have a diploma certification in hotel and catering management by United Nations Development Program (UNDP). And then so there I also learned a lot that brought me into the industry. So it's been a very sweet journey. Most persons that I know who saw me when I started did not wish I continue. Didn't see any light in it, didn't believe in it, didn't see anything good coming out of it. Considered it a waste of time, waste of money, waste of energy, and then waste of ideology. So, but that didn't push me away, because I noticed that because there was no place for people to go to such a school, then it was in need. Somebody who had to provide. That was my entry point.
Well, chef, I want to get it from the foundation. I remember when I knew you were not into cooking. I think when we were talking about you wanted to be an actor and all of that. So how did you start? Why did you move from the dream of becoming an actor into becoming a chef? You give us a little bit of how that journey started.
Okay. So, yes, I've been involved in a couple of movies, many years back.
Yeah.
And basically we call it Waka Pass. I did a lot of Waka Pass. Like, we did a lot of comedy, did a lot of stage drama, church drama, and then I also featured in a movie that was aired on CNN. Okay, and then I can't forget my role, the role that I played was the role of an Agbo. My name was Alombe. The title of the TV show was called The Station.
I'm also
The Station.
Okay, The Station.
So I also featured in a popular TV comedy show then known as Laugh Happens.
Okay.
And few others that I can't remember now. So, but my transition from being an actor and coming into culinary roles condition.
Okay.
That condition that usually make crayfish to bed.
Yeah.
Really, the desire of the crayfish is to stay straight, but there's this condition that comes and bends it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't bend it to destroy it. It bends it to make it look very beautiful and very attractive to the eyes. So one fateful day, I walked up to his sister in a church, and then I told her, please, I'm looking for a job. I don't mind, because I wanted something that can keep me going, or where I can get a little change to really survive while I look for auditions to a friend. So I met a sister in church whose name was Sister Mercy, and I asked her if she could get me a job where she was working. She said, then she asked me, can you do a waiter job? And I said, yes, why not? I can do a waiter job, because I learned that being a waiter, it's lucrative too. Somehow you get tips and so on. So she did an appointment to meet her at the junction at about 5 a.m. in the morning, which I did. And then I got to our workplace finally. She introduced me to the manager of the restaurant. The name of the restaurant is Sky Restaurant, Take Hotel and Suite. And then unfortunately, the manager told me that, that the last vacant that we had, somebody has taken it as like yesterday that, showed up early in the house. That I should go back home and then wait for another maybe 1 month, that once there's any opportunity that he would let me know. So I felt bad, I felt disappointed, because to become a waiter then, was what I just wanted at that moment. Sometimes what we want at the moment is not what God has in plan for us.
Yeah.
So I will never forget the God factor that that has helped me in making some decisions that have brought me to where I am today. So I felt bad because he said that the opportunity score that I should wait sometime. So Sister Mercy asked me again, what if there's a small space in the kitchen? Can you cook? Wow, And then I realized that I remember that I can. And when I said yes, I will cook. I don't mind. I started cooking from the age of 6.
And it's always why you were thinking about being a chef.
No, but I could cook.
Then you could cook.
There were things I learned from my mom. There were things I learned at a very tender age growing up. After secondary school, there's a man beside our house that I go to help to wash some plate, pick some beans, cook some rice. So I learned a lot from that man. We call him Yahweh. Okay. And then I also learned from my mom. My mom was really ill while we were growing up. So my sisters were interested in going to the kitchen, but I was interested in going to the kitchen. So there were skills that I learned in the kitchen that, while mom was ill or while my sisters were interested in going into the kitchen. So when I remember that, I said to Sister Mercy, yes, I can fit him in the kitchen, I can work. But she asked me to go there. Then she introduced me to a guy who became my boss and who's still my boss till tomorrow. His name is Chef Lalo.
Okay.
So the only question Chef Lalo asked me was, do you have strength and you work? He didn't ask me if I had experience or not, because he knows that I had no experience. So, and then I was affirmative. I said, yes, I can work. That was it. That was how, I found myself in the kitchen. That was I started working. I wasn't working as a then to earn money, because there was no money. At the level which I joined the industry, there was no money. But I was learning. I took it as an opportunity to learn. So
from that point, at what point you have decided that you want to be a chef? So after learning and working well, learning, you decided you developed that zeal and the desire to become a chef? Or there was a point that from foundation or from childhood you have always wanted to be a chef?
No, I've not always wanted to be a chef growing up. I've always wanted to be a nurse. Okay. But I was still cooking growing up. So cooking was more like a hobby.
Okay.
It was something, we do that aside. One thing when I started working, the assistant chef, whose name is Chef Benjamin, as a then never liked me because I was just starved for nothing. That's what he usually said, starved for nothing. Because he couldn't marry how I would cope, coming from entertainment industry to hospitality industry. So he did not like the idea that I was even given an opportunity. So every day he was bashing on me. Every day he was just hitting me really, really, really hard. He never liked anything I made. He never liked anything I cleaned up. He never liked anything that I did in the kitchen as a friend. So I felt that many of the time I threw in the towel, like, I'm done. And then somebody meets me at the corner, or Sister Mercy, God bless her. She meets me at the corner and she tells me, jokes, take it easy. This is how it is. Be patient. Seek strength from the Holy Spirit to teach you and all of that. So, not too long from that time, Chef Benjamin had to go for his vacation. Then I said to myself, before this man returns, I want to be different. I want him to come back and see me a new person. And then I started working out. I started reading, I started studying, and I started practicing. Then I knew that there was an opportunity for me. When I knew I could make an impact, then I knew I could become successful through food business.
So that was where it started from, and then moving to now. I like details, and when I'm interviewing people like this, I like people giving me details. Now, let's say there's a newbie that wants to go into chef. Can you talk about how you started it, at your work ethics, how you moved up? Because you started from ground zero, I believe. You started from ground zero. How you raised money, how you moved up from there, how you were able to start amassing students that you started teaching, and go to this level. I like those details. Can you show them?
Because I knew somebody was coming to the industry. One of the key things I must let you know is that it's not an interesting industry.
Okay.
But it is at the same time very interesting. So it's sweet and it's also sour.
Okay.
Sometimes young people see the sour and then they run away. They put their hands on the plant and then they look back, and then that comes the end of it. So yeah, there are stories that could make people cry if I share them, but I've been very careful not to make our viewers, start to cry. It wasn't easy. It wasn't the easiest. I worked so hard, like really, really hard. There's something they call those function staff. You have no rights, you have no say, you have no entitlement. You just work and work and work and work. So sometimes after you're done working, you don't even get paid as when you should be paid. And then so virtually, if I don't to work 6 days a week, I'm likely going to be at work for about 6 days. That is, I will have to go home because I don't have the means of transporting to go back home. Because my salary as a friend, I was earning 450 naira a day. And you can only come to work 5 times a week. When you do the math, 450 per day for 1 week, and at the end of the month you're either working for 23 or 25 days, except days when there are functions, a lot of functions or activities in the hotel that you're meant to work extra hours. So that I was doing, and then I was bleeding, but I was doing it. It was hard. I was doing it. It was painful. I had sleepless nights. So because I had a passion and I had a dream, and then I have been able to build up a vision of what I want for myself for the future. Because while I was working, I realized that there are people who have been there for 25 years, and who have been there for 20 years, and who have been there long way before I got there. Some are still there, and I'm no longer there. I've moved on. Thanks to God, yeah. It wasn't my strength.
Yeah.
So and then I asked myself, why is it that nobody wants to move? Everybody's just comfortable. But I wasn't comfortable in my spirit because, I believe that could be more. So, but the money wasn't enough. I believe I could go to school and acquire additional knowledge, because at that time, I haven't been to any cooking school.
Okay.
So, I took up another job somewhere else.
Okay.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm a good swimmer. So, I started a swimming class.
Okay.
With some schools. So when I go to work in the evening, And then I close so like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I get back home so like 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. I'm out of the house, hit the swimming pool, took some classes. So I was able to raise fund. So I was raising funds from my swimming class, and then I was also getting little money from my workplace. So for me as an individual, it wasn't easy. You know, I was always tired, always looking sleepy. You know, sometimes when you're talking with me, you know, I just doze off because, you know, I'm tired and my day, my life, my week, my year is planned, and everything something around me was work. There was no relationship, there was no love. I tried so many times, it didn't work out because I was never available for Valentine, not available on Christmas Day. I don't go to weddings, sometimes I don't even go to church. I do a friend burial or birthday or whatever it is. Christmas I'm at work, 31st night I'm at work, 26th Boxing Day I'm at work, New Year I'm also at work, Independence Day I'm also at work. So when you look at all of these things, you find that the good thing is that one should have been at home, you know, relax and enjoy with family. You are working. Then I ask myself, is this how I'm going to live my life? Is this how it's going to be for the rest of my life being a chef? That was where I made a U-turn. That was where I said to myself, no, Anselyn, you have to do something different. You have to create a world that you desire for yourself. As God would have it, there was a contest, there was a competition, making of a chef competition. So I applied, I took 5,000, and then I got the form, I went for audition, I passed the audition, and then started the contest. And as God would have it, I made it to the last 5 months standing. And then, unfortunately for me, I was disqualified. And somehow, as God would have it, I became a wild card. I would go back to the whole scenario. And as God would bless me, I had an opportunity to travel. So then through the competition, I had an opportunity to travel to the United States for the very. And I thank her. Wow. We sponsored with all it was all sponsored. And then I also had an opportunity to go to Stanford University for training within that period while we were in America. We sponsored you to the training, all of it. Yes. So all these things were happening while we were still working for someone, not actually starting your own. So at what point we have gathered the capital and decide that you want to move into this thing by yourself? Okay, I think at this time I started. Okay, yes, I've been able to, I didn't have all of the money at the time, so what I did was, while I worked, and then while I go for my swimming classes, the little I could get as a pen, I save, I buy a gas stove, I wrap it, with clinching, packet it, I buy a knife, I wrap it, with clinching, packet it. So, I got things to a point where my room were, filled up, and then I knew it was time for me to look for a spot or a space where we can move this thing in. So one of the frequent challenges you have to go through, either in trying to start up a business that involves food or culinary art, is that sometimes they want to wait to gather the entire money needed to be able to get started. Really, that stuff is the reason why they end up not even starting. The money would never be enough. So when my house got filled up, I then have to put money together, and then I had a small place, which I'm going to share the picture with you so that you can see. And then I moved into that place. Then I started my class. The classes were scanty a bit, while all of those other scenarios or things that happened that I was sharing happened. So it hasn't. I mean, the school hasn't. We haven't come to the limelight. We're still working. But then I was working with a co-author. I was still running my swimming classes, and then I was still running my cooking classes. And we're still routine working together. We were working together, but I was the one taking the bashes. Like I was the one taking the pain. My baby was suffering. My family was suffering. The relationship that I had was suffering. Everything around me was suffering. Okay. As of then, we were in with a hotel, we do swimming, and everything put together. The way that you need to put yourself with another. The hotel, so you earn like 20 So at the point, my salary became 20,000 when I became a contract staff. I was 20,000 naira monthly. And so I was earning 20,000 monthly from the hotel. But my swimming wasn't paying me more.
Okay.
But my swimming classes do not have much future like the hotel.
Okay.
So you see, as much as it was giving me more money, I still held on to the hotel job.
Okay.
Because, you know, it has perspective. Even till tomorrow, that name, you know, still do wonders for me. When I hear people, you know, I worked there.
Yeah.
Altogether, I think I worked for 8.5 years with the hotel.
How did you get your first student?
My first student?
Yes.
Okay, so before I started, we had to print flyers. And then my mom contributed with that. She was the one distributing the flyers, you know, telling church people, telling our parents. I became the open school.
Yeah.
So somehow, when the flyer went around, people started calling, you know, who called and we asked them to come and see. When the school was located, was really in a mess.
Yeah.
But we were able to create a very good ambience in the inside. So you have to go through the valley and the shadow of death into a promised land.
Yeah.
So the promised land was just that space that we had.
Okay.
But when I saw the first person walk through the door, I mean, that was hope.
Can you remember the person's name, the student's name?
I think it was Ngozi.
Okay. So from her, it like first gradually we started getting people. Has it been of referral or who are still coming also through the flyer and all of that?
Yeah, recently people going to flyers again.
Yes.
We do more flyers.
Yeah.
So we get people from referrals, we get people who naturally make research online looking for the best cooking school to go to in Nigeria. And then God will bring them here.
Yeah. So then from that point in time, or from that school, we decided that it was time to move to a bigger place. Because then we said it was in the mess, was small. So moving from that place to the bigger place that we got, what was the transition? I know that place, that period cost you a whole lot of money. So when you come all the way from the students, from the savings you had, with what are the things you denied yourself to start getting all of that to that point, to move to the bigger place that you are?
It's not a
good story.
it wasn't a good one, but
I know.
in all of this, I just want to thank God.
I know, because you're emotional. I know.
God has been faithful. Yeah, so
I understand.
I'll be brave to share this story. So I've seen people who said they were blind and, you know, suddenly they started to see a miracle. So I've seen miracle happen to people.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes in our mind we expect that miracles can only be when the mind can see, and suddenly we will see. The miracles that God do that you can't explain them. You know, one faithful bird, the guy who subletted the place where I was using as a pen, because I wasn't in full control of the property, was subletted. The guy still had a cot in the small space where he's using as his office. I was paying him even more than what the owners of the property were collecting from him.
Wow.
So he was charging me more than the owners of the property were collecting from him.
That's a much smaller place.
Yes.
Wow.
Yet he still retained the space in that place.
Wow.
So he became a distraction.
Wow.
You know, he I don't want to use the word envy, but he wasn't. So he had twisted me twice.
Wow.
Yes, he had twisted me twice, and then made me look like a fool. But because he knew that, you know, I had no place to go, so he did that, and then he got away with it. But I had hope because, you know, he wasn't the reason why I started that place. I just knew that was a starting point for me.
Yeah.
So one fateful Christmas, I had my parents come over to my house for Christmas, and I was to host them. And while I was in the kitchen, I received a phone call. I said, Anselyn, your kitchen is burning,
Wow.
And So I ran to the sitting room. I ran back to the kitchen. That no, I'm in this kitchen. So that was burning. I did not know. It took me about 5 minutes to understand that. To remember that there's a kitchen somewhere. And again, I was staying at the project, and then I quickly, wore something, and then took my phone. And as I was about to run out, my dad pulled me back and said, "Son, just take it easy. Whatever it is, just take it easy." And I said, "Okay." So I ran out, and then it was raining. So while we were heading out, we got a bus. The bus wearing fever. I told the driver, "Don't worry, I'll pay you for the food. Passengers are trembling. Let's just go." Wow. And then we moved. On our way, I looked up to the heavens, and then I remember the testimony of a woman in a church. And then that's the main reason that when people share their testimony, it is so important that you thank God on their behalf, because one day you may need that testimony to trust God. I remember the woman's testimony. She said they had a fire accident in her compound. The entire houses, the entire rooms got burned, but her own room and her family room did not get burned. And she said it was just a drop of fire on the husband's head. That the significance of it is that God just wants to show them that He is God and He watches over them. So I then reminded God that when this woman gave his testimony, I gave thanks on her behalf. And I said, "God, I need a miracle." Suddenly the cloud formed. And it began to rain. When it began to rain, I knew that the rain was going to stop the fire. Wow. Especially how we got to the place. When we got to the place, I noticed that every other shop around us got burned. Except ours did not. Wow. The only thing that happened was just the roof that people had to break in so as to help me get things out.
How about that person that you were sharing the place with?
Yeah, so he didn't show up till the next day. He didn't even bother for us. He didn't even bother to contribute money so that we can fix it, because it's not important to him. I have students, I have clients who has made deposits that require service the following week, just after Christmas.
Yeah.
So for him, he didn't bother. So it was painful for me. I had to go through the pain to fix the entire plate. He didn't even show any sign of, gratitude.
Yeah.
Could this be knowing that I know not a man? Was my question. I was going to move. So I met different persons and I told them, "Oh, see, I found a property. Property was going for 800,000. And I was coming from a place where I was paying 180,000.
Wow.
So every person I met asked me, "How did you be able to raise the money to pay for the place? 800,000 property
From 180.
from 180. What's the margin? What profit? What's the profit margin?"
Yes.
It's suicide.
It is ridiculous.
And I said, "God will do." I don't know how, but I know God works with space.
Yes.
When the space, He comes in and then He will fill it up.
Yes.
I know the prophecies over me. I know the visions that, either people have seen, or I know words that God has spoken and signed in my life that, I'm handling on to. And I said I was going to take that faith. I was going to take that step in faith. I even met a clergy that I know. And I said, "Please, sir, support this dream, help me so that I can do it." He did mathematics for me. From the look of things, there's no way I can be able to pay back. Even if I'm able to pay for this year and the subsequent year, there's no way I'll be able to pay.
The clergy is your pastor.
I really want to say that. Right?
Okay.
It's a clergy. Yeah. But then I knew that when everybody turns their back on you, it's when God is ready to show you that He is God all by Himself.
Yeah.
And then He needs no man to do whatever He wants to do.
That's true.
That was how I moved. I started looking for a place, and then I found the place where we were then, because we're no longer there.
Yes.
Once we were staying in the same property.
Yes.
And then the total was 800,000.
Yeah.
Jale. And when I looked at myself, I had about 400 and something thousand. Okay. So before that time, people had introduced microfinance banks to me and said, oh, if you sign up with microfinance bank, yeah, and you do some savings, yeah, after some time you can always go back to them and then they can assist you. So I went to this microfinance bank. I had like 500K. That's where I've saved the money. Okay. And then I went to them and said, look at what I want to do. I need money. I need people to support me so I can get this property. Yeah. So they gave me conditions that if my great grandfather was alive, he won't be able to meet up with this condition. I'm like this person, the story where I was joining this bank. He said that the least I could say was at least for 6 months before. And I've done more than 6 months. So the man looked at me and said, boy, I can't give you. It's not possible. I felt bad, yeah. So I went back home and then I cried. You know, sometimes you cry when you've tried everything. Yes. But you just cry. Yes, that's true. You just cry to ease yourself. Yes, I get that. And I felt about it. They asked me to move on. Then I went back to the bank, the microfinance bank the next day. I was really angry. Then I confronted him. I said, I'm sure if I was your son, you wouldn't do this to me. Then he gave me one, he gave me a look like he doesn't care. Then I said to him, sir, this money that you refused to give me, I will not close my account with you, but rather, I will lodge in money enough to pay for this rent, and then you will be the one to sign out the money for me. In other words, I will save more to meet up to the rent. Then I met with the owner of the property, the agents, and then I told the woman, say, I'm interested in this property, and I don't have the whole money. This is how the money is. Yes. This is how I want to pay. Yes. So one day, then she said, okay, no problem. I asked her if she could accept positive check. She said yes. Wow. So I gave her the first money and I gave her positive check. Wow. She accepted. Then I went to work and I told a guy who was a function staff. As at this time now, I've become a contract staff. But I met a guy who was a function staff. And then this guy borrowed me 300,000. Whereas the guy who I was even earning more. I was earning more than him on work. I said, Ben, now I'm good. So yes, okay. So he borrowed me 300,000. Sister Mercy too borrowed me some money. Okay. And so each day they gave me this money, I'll just go to the bank and let you lodge it in, go to the bank and lodge it till the money was complete. Wow. And then I paid. When I paid, it was like having not really like a boiling. It was like you taking a cup of water and pouring it in an empty space like a football pitch. So I was coming from a national place where I was going to a gas space. So if I mentioned your name was going to ring like 3 times or 4 times. It will echo back. And how empty the place was. How empty it was. Every day I come to work, I just look at this place. I think there's a gas stove here. There's an air conditioner here. So I was speaking with those things that be not as though they were. And today, the story is totally different. Wow. By December will be 10 years. Wow. So at that point in time, when you moved in, then you started getting more students, you pushed yourself into more marketing to get more students to fill up the place. Or what did you do at a good point that after you moved in, because you know the saying that if you move into that place, you will pay for this first year, you will not be able to pay to meet up to pay for the second year. And you know that fear can arise into your house.
Yeah, I was scared. Yes. I was scared because at the time, so when I have been looking what I was scared about. So call me.
Sometimes when I'm through, sometimes when we're through, but she kneels down, she pray. Wow. You know, she gives me her widow's mind, which is a prayer and then her blessing. Yeah. God was able to bring me this far. We're able to keep the business. We're able to sustain the business. The business itself, the ideology itself, it's not just, it's a ministry.
So it's not just about teaching, it's a ministry. So all of us can be at the pulpit, all of us can be pastors.
Exactly.
And wherever we are is a marketplace for us to affect lives, reach out to community, transform lives, and help people. So it was empty, yeah. And then I remember several times I would just come, and then I'll keep walking around and I keep speaking in tongues. So I don't know how it's being. I don't know how your child is forming in the moral room, only know it. And then I recite this story of Ezekiel. Ezekiel can be born right over. And then I'll ask God, only down. And this will feel only down the red over. Please, it can be free. Yes, it can be free. Now, I'm not saying this that we didn't have to do marketing. We had Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, good, and so on. Build a website, give them flyers. We attended events, we reached out to people. So we started creating social responsibility activities that would help us reach out to more people. We did a lot of free trainings to teach people, to create awareness in that people see levels come up. And we did a lot. I mean, and then before you know it was happening,
They started filling up.
so
So we started getting more hands house to come on board and all of that. At what point did you have your first big break?
every day of my life has been a big break. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Because what we do this year is not what we're going to do next year. Next year we try to do better than what we did in the previous year. So it has been a very progressive life for me.
Yes, you're coming from a small place with all those troubles of things to pay. At what point did you see that stability of a break whereby you can say, okay, you can bank even at this point in time to some extent your financial ability are able to carry? At what point did that?
I think when I realized that, okay, the people working with me as at then, yes. I mean, I had like 5 staff working with me then, plus myself 6. And then I was still going to my regular hotel job. And then I said to myself, if I could pay all of these people's salaries, even if I resign from a hotel, I could let 1 or 2% go here. And then I can take their food place and I pay myself back salary.
And you're basically taking your post-quota salary and paying some of the staff we have.
Sometimes I do that.
Okay.
But when I realized that the business has come to a point where was not able to pay salaries conveniently without stress.
Yes.
We were not able to pay our rent conveniently without stress.
Yeah.
Then I knew it was time for me to manage my stress, because I cannot finish here in the morning and then go back to the hotel at night and come back early morning and go and do screening. So at this point I was already letting go. So first I started with I started with the streamers going out to go first. Let me concentrate. Then a hotel was next.
Okay.
So since I could pay like 5 persons, if I let 2 persons go, I can do 2 persons job without stress. Why not? Why go through that heat again?
Okay. But as I do, you brought them in. It was the business that was paying them, or you're also using.
No, I was using extra money. I was getting some money to pay them.
When did you have your first large number of students start tripling?
I've lost count. We had countless time when we had.
Because from that transition, when you moved from that small place, before you moved from that small place,
I think it was 2 years after we moved from there.
Yes.
We had about 30 students.
Section that you're able to gather from the small place.
Not really from the small place. As I've been, we've done like 2 years at the new place.
At the small place. At the new place.
At the new place. We've done like 2 years there
before you were able to get up to 30 students.
Yes, at a time.
Okay, at a time. But initially when we were there,
when we were there, we had like 10 students, but not on the same timeline or program. Some do morning classes and then some do weekend classes.
What do you think are the things you sacrificed to get to where we are now?
Well, I sacrificed my life. I sacrificed everything. My health was involved. relationship was involved.
Okay.
My family had no choice because I didn't choose to be part of that family. It was God that brought me through that family.
Yeah.
So they couldn't have abandoned me. But if I wasn't a member of that family,
Yes.
by birth, I'm sure they would have disowned me too.
Yes.
So I had that too. My family was on the line.
Okay.
My sleep was on the line.
Okay.
My health was on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Every money I had was saved. I did not have. I never had that time of going to flex and shutting down.
That's your pleasure completely.
It was not pleasure. People say I was stingy. But I know I wasn't stingy. I was only being prudent.
That's the word.
Because nobody was there to assist me or to give me money or to help me. So I decided to stay prudent. I decided to cut my costs and ask myself, do I need this?
Yeah.
It's not important, it's gonna wait. So the area where I live, the malams there know me because sometimes I booked out for biscuit. I eat a biscuit in lodge because I need to save that every biscuit.
Yeah.
Like, slept on the floor several times. I had to attach with somebody just to make sure I'm able to keep business going. So I did not want to live alone where the entire rent of the house it's on me. So there were a lot of sacrifices.
Wow, what are the people that felt laid down or you had to let go just because you're going with success? There's this thing that when you're going with success, there are some people that will not be able to continue and you have to let them go, or they will feel disappointed with you, or because of the stingy mark when they're calling you, you feel disappointed. And what I mean, those painful moments that you have to let go of people that have to feel that there's no
I think all the persons who felt that there was no need for me with moving from a small place to a big place, just had to cut off from them.
Relationship.
If I see them, I don't greet them, but I don't take my matters to them again. So I took it as a challenge. I didn't take it as out of wickedness, no. Because everybody had a choice of what to do with their hard-earned money. Money making is not easy. So deciding not to give you my money, it's not a sin. It's my money. I worked for it. And for me to give you, I am led to give you. So I gave A and I did not give B. It doesn't at any time make me a wicked person. And giving A at any time too doesn't make me somebody who doesn't have any plan for money. It's my choice.
Now let's get you what you gave me regarding your profile. You said you are an organizer and aware of culinary over suicide. Where did that name come from and why did you pick it up?
In 2018. Yes. 2019 about that. In 2019 we were involved in an international competition known as Young Chef Olympiad.
Okay.
Which it's a competition. It's a competition that that gathers young chefs across the world.
Okay.
Usually, the host country is India.
Okay.
So it gives us an opportunity to travel to India. So one of the tasks we had one time was to celebrate a chef whose name is known as Chef Anselyn, but then he died by committing suicide.
Wow.
And then with out of depression, he was depressed, and then he committed suicide.
Wow.
So, and then at that time there was this wave of suicidal thought in our country. There was this wave of suicide across the globe. And then we sat down as an institution, we said we need to reach out to people. How do we reach out to people? So then we said, let's give people culinary instead of suicide. Let's show them a better way to survive instead of them committing suicide. That was where that name came out from, culinary over suicide. We have kept a lot of lives. Over 300 lives were reached out to. And since then, we have been doing it back to back.
So your first traveling was sponsored by people outside. So since then, I believe you've traveled to other places where those ones sponsored by you or same people taking it up.
Sponsored by me.
It was not by you. Who are the people that you can say came into your business or into your life that added boost to your growth?
My wife.
Your wife. Give us a breakdown how you
My
met.
wife is a pastry chef. And then she's more than a helpmate to me. Okay.
You didn't know how when to so you were starting from this beginning, or you just knew along the line?
No, I mean, she came into my life.
Okay.
She wasn't there when I started.
Okay.
But at the point, but she was there when I began to break through. Before the breakthrough, she has showed up.
Coming up, yes.
Yes. Before the breakthrough, she has showed up.
Okay.
So she's been there.
Okay.
And then she's still there. She always was there.
How did that coming in add a boost to your growth?
Because she was a substitute for me.
She's a chef as well.
She's a chef.
She was a chef before she came in, or she learned on
She
that.
has been a chef before I met her.
Okay.
And she's still a chef.
Okay.
So she covers an area that is of a large desire in the culinary industry, which is pastry.
Okay.
So that alone is a relief for me.
Wow.
It's just like somebody who is a videographer marrying somebody who's an editor. See?
Oh, that's true. That's true. Makes sense. Okay, apart from how, who are the people also that you can say, that added the boost to your growth?
The manager I have at the moment, she's an amazing person.
Okay.
Trustworthy.
Okay.
She acts in my absence like she's me. She's in control. She's in charge.
Okay.
You know, and then the business is really in her hands. Way much more than it is in my hand. She sees to the affair of the business day to day more than I do.
Okay.
And she's a blessing.
Now, how do you, I realize that you have another branch in Port Harcourt. How did that transition come about, and why did you choose Port Harcourt?
Okay, so when we go to a point where the desire, the Port Harcourt branch is 5 years old.
Okay.
5 years. So we've done 5 years in Lagos. So it was in the 6th year we now said, it's time for us to be bet. Because we found out that a lot of persons coming from Port Harcourt, or we're getting a lot of requests from Port Harcourt asking us to come, pleading to us to come. Some of them, they can't come to Lagos. So we had more requests coming from Port Harcourt than Abuja. So we chose Port Harcourt.
Okay, now people are calling you from Port Harcourt, asking about your school and all of that. So you decide to go open there. Yeah. So how were you able to set up that place? You need the finances of this place to set up the place.
Yes, it was basically here that set up
that place.
Yes.
Okay, people talk about, when you ask people how they succeed, and when they talk about hard work, now. They talk about the fact that you deny yourself sleep, you work extra hours with other jobs and all of that. Aside from denying yourself sleep and working extra hours in places your clothing and all of that, what other things you do on yourself to build yourself personally and your mindset wise?
Well, one of the things I keep reminding myself is that it sounds a little bit fair if I say my father didn't work too hard to have gotten us where we should have been. But then, if it's a little bit fair, I felt my son was going to say, I'm stupid or I'm lazy not to have, prepared a better future for him. So I haven't realized that I have to put in more effort on a daily basis. I wanted to make impact. My desire was not to make profit. My desire was to reach to the needs of people. Because when I'm able to satisfy their needs, the ripple effect of reaching out to people's needs is that you will bless.
Yes.
You make profit.
Yes.
So for me, the hallmark is service. The hallmark is finding out a need,
yes,
providing solution to their need. The person is satisfied. The person blesses me and tells somebody about it, and this person tells this other person about it, and then that's how.
What I want to get is, what were you doing with yourself? Your mindset wise, that you're working on yourself. How do you learn? How are you learning yourself? Is it the school trainings you did, or the personal lessons and things you learned yourself and you're teaching yourself?
I had a lot of personal trainings. Then I live alone, and I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. Each of these rooms I've kept some cooking books. So every time I walked into any of those rooms, I'll find a cooking book. Okay. In the sitting room, I also find a cooking book. Okay. So I was reading. But to a point, I felt like it was time for me to go and unlearn and relearn. Most challenges with people is that they do not know when to unlearn and relearn. So when I realized that, oh, it's like there's this vacuum in me that I need to unlearn some old stuff and then relearn some new stuff. I had to look for a school in America, and then I got an admission. There was a 1-month program which I paid 5,500 USD for the training for 1 month. 1 month, wow! Which is the gastronomical school in Miami, Florida. Wow! So I had to go to school. Okay. And for me, even as we speak right now, I have a plan of going back to school again. Because it's like another 5 years I need to learn and relearn.
Now you're able to have this massive edifice after the other one. If you move from that first smaller place where you're coming from to the other bigger place that you pay 800,000, now to this massive edifice. How did it come about to this place? Did you experience the same challenge you experienced from that smaller place to that bigger place, from there to this other place? How was the transition?
Because I've seen God do miracles.
Yes.
I can dare him. Like, I can boast with God. I can boast on behalf of God. But I've seen him do miracles. If I had a need that has to do with 10 million naira, I can boast in the name of God that he will come through for me. Why? I have seen him do it before.
That's true.
So that's the story of this place. We were upstairs, and then there was a big company here. They were into design, interior design. As a matter of fact, they designed this place.
Wow.
While we were here, I have always had interest in moving down so that, we could run a school and we could run a restaurant.
Okay.
But there was no money. But there was faith. So when I began to hear news that the company occupying here wants to leave, I said to myself, I need this place. Nobody else would get this place except me. Every day I close from work, as I walk past, I lay my hand. Nobody will take here except me. I may not have the cash, wait me. I would take nobody else. When I became fake, there was no money, but I had faith. So I told the agent responsible, let's see, I'm interested in this place. She said, first come, first close, first great, first that. I said, no problem. A lot of people came, but how this place was looking like then, everybody who came in said, no, they cannot do this work. They know we're working it. They have no work to do. They all backed out. They all until I made my first deposits.
Wow.
And I practically built this place from the ground.
So now you move from upstairs, you're going 800,000. I believe maybe with that change.
Yes, times 2.
Times 2.
Times 2.5 probably.
Times 1.5 of it, that's like you're paying like 2 point something million here now currently. So we're going to give us a tour of this place, but share with us some of your plans again that you have for this place that you have and Port Harcourt.
Okay, so here, this branch is the head office.
Yes.
And we're close to the international airport because while we are strategically located here because we want to give everybody who comes into Lagos or who comes into the country that warm welcome. That's why we are here.
Okay.
So if you're coming from South Africa, Canada, we have students from other West African countries. We have from Sierra Leone, we have students from Benin Republic, we have students from Ghana, and so we're here just to make sure that once you come into the country, we can give you that first embrace. All right. So it's amazing the work that the plans that we have here. We also have a hostel facility. So as an international student, you need not to worry where to stay. Or if you're the type that you love Lagos so much, it's not to come in. We have a hostel facility. Hostel facility is 5 minutes away from here by walk.
Okay, now you go so very fast within a decade. I know people that could be in this kind of industry that could be there 15, 20 years and haven't achieved what you achieved. You haven't gotten to the feat you were able to achieve. Now I want to ask this. For you to get to this position you are, what do you think is the central ingredient that brought you here, that got you to this level? Is it your cooking skill? Was it your hard work? Or was it your character or attitude? Or which other thing that you think is one of the three key ingredients that still be apart to get you to this place? The cooking skill, character, attitude, or any other thing?
Okay, first I say it's God, yeah? Okay. It's God that brought me this far. But let me just start cooking school here. And then I'm in existence.
Yes.
Okay. They have disappeared.
Exactly.
Life has happened and they are gone. So the credit goes to God. For who has sustained us this far. Now, I'm very careful sometimes to say this, yeah? And it's important for people to know that while you put God first, the other things you have to do next.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Character has been another thing, which is service. You know, character towards service.
Okay.
Because our aim is to serve people. So we listen to people. We listen to their advice. We listen to their corrections. We listen to their criticisms. And then we won't get angry because of people criticize us. We get angry when we don't act on criticisms. Cooking skill is one because you need a skill. Okay? I'm not the best chef in the world, but I'm an amazing chef. And then I have the amazing team as well who understand the goal of the institution, who understand what we prioritize the most, which is service. Okay, so there's a skill there, there's an attitude there, there's a character there, and then there's a discipline. That's about how do you define them? Well, what it has to do with character is saying black is black. Never promise what you're trying to people to. So some people ask us, at the end of the training, would you give me a job? I will tell you, no, I won't give you a job because I don't provide jobs. Do you understand? So character in there is that I won't tell you that because I want you to come to the school. No. Okay. So I'll let you know. In between, could there be job opportunities? Yes. There might be job opportunity. The chances of job opportunity is 70 to 30. But still, I won't promise you I'll give you a job because I don't determine the job opportunities. As these opportunities are based themselves, we convey them to our students. But if I promise you that I'm going to give you a job at the end of the training, and when you're done, I don't give you a job, you'll feel cheated. You feel you have been played. Yes. So that's where character comes in. Discipline and sticking to the plans of the school is that we've had people who walked into this place and say, do you know what? Is there a way you could just give me a certificate and I'll pay you and I won't go through the training? You just come from like that. Yeah. You have a lot of people who comes in for that. So, and then when you look at the money they want to pay you, it's tempting. Yes, the money makes sense. But you are disciplined enough to be drawn to the vision, but you don't have to compromise it. The truth about it is that for us it's a policy. If you don't go through our school, you can't get our certificate. You can't get our certificate. Why do you think you should do that? Because everything you do, you collect the money. What do you think is the reason why you think you have to go through it? Because at the end of the day, you're going to be destroying all that you have built over the years. You're going to lose integrity and you're going to lose trust. Sometimes some of these documents or some of these certificates, we take them to embassies. And we are able to defend the certificates to bounce back to you. Being an international recognized institution, it is therefore important to keep to this standard because some of these organizations call back to find out about the student who is bringing the certificate from the school. So for us, it's also it's also part of our integrity. You don't have to compromise, and no matter what you do, no matter how much you're offering us, you have to go through this because there are experiences you would have gathered that just a mere certificate will not just do for you. So for us, integrity, top notch. Now, as a chef, and as a very good chef like we are, you have a whole lot of, and it's mostly women that come for this training, and you have a whole lot of female admirers. How are you able to deal with all those things and manage them with the temptation and all of that? Temptation doesn't stop. The longer you live on this earth, you'll be tempted. Every day you'll be tempted. Exactly. But the most important thing is that to what ends? Okay, to what end? And then you must learn. For business, it's business. You keep business as business, and then you keep pleasure as pleasure. You don't have to mix the two at any time. Okay. So currently now I'm married. Okay. There are things I can do, and my wife can do to me, or I can do to her, even though we work together, because we are in a business environment. And then, so for me, it's an honor to respect myself and keep away from any of such. Do temptation come? Yes, they do come. But what you put in front of you is you don't have a ripple effect of the news that this person and this person are partners. So these are the principles that I've lived now, and I believe that every member of my team understands this, and then we are following it. So what can you list? Do you think there are mistakes you think we have made in the past that if you come back the answer of time could correct? Can you list let's say 5 of it? All the mistakes would be that my father would have been very rich if I could. My father would have been very rich, so I wouldn't have to go through the stress I went through to get to this point. Okay, that's 1. 2, one of the mistakes, it's not a mistake, it was a circumstance that I could not fix, is that I probably would have gone to a cooking school first, properly, before thinking of setting up a cooking school. So, do you understand? Because for people who are in the industry right now, who are coming to school, they are in better position than we were than I was when I first started. Yes. Because now they are learning from professionals. They are learning from people who are taking the heat. That's true. We are one of the foremost culinary institutions in Nigeria, one of the first runners of culinary education in Nigeria. They were catering schools, but when it has to do with culinary, you could Google it, you can check it out. Okay. So we have taken the pain to lay that foundation. So for somebody like you now, if you want to get into cooking, there's a proper school. We never had proper school. We only learned on the job and in between had to go to school. So if it wasn't a mistake, there's a circumstance that if I had an opportunity, then I would change. Another one is the guy who hand twisted me. Okay. If I had the means, I probably wouldn't have given the opportunity to do that because it's really, I felt bad. Okay. So I feel those are the 3 major ones. Now, if someone now is looking up to you to get to your position and you see a new being in this, what are the 5 things you think you can tell that person to take note of while growing or in this chef skill? Yeah, is that you must be ready to sacrifice. Sacrifice a lot. You have to sacrifice. Okay. 2, you must be willing to make changes. Okay. And adapt to change. Just as the one somebody say sacrifice, can you just do some little bit sacrifice? You have to sacrifice your sleep, and sacrifice some relationship, and sacrifice some fun time. You have to sacrifice some. There are people who don't do with dates like Christmas, I date like New Year, 26th, Independence Day, Valentine, birthday. Everything going through when you don't want to do anything that has to be work, they're not interested.
Okay.
You just want to stay that day and enjoy that day without having to work. Such days be sacrificed. They don't want to sacrifice it when you can be chef. You must be one. You're ready to invest.
Okay. And the third one,
I think second one now.
second one is to make changes.
Okay, you are ready to invest.
Okay.
I met a guy some time ago who said we wanted to do business. And then I asked him, how lucrative is this business? He said, well, very lucrative, very, very lucrative. And then I asked him, how much do you have to invest? He said he doesn't have so much money to invest. He doesn't even have money to invest, but he wants to borrow money from us so that he can invest. Then I asked him, how many phones do you have? He has 3 phones. How many TV? He has 1 TV. Then he has some few gadgets in it. I said, how sure are you sure that the cure is sure? So I said that again, how sure are you sure that the cure is sure? He said, very sure. I said, if you know it's very sure, then sell this stuff that you have in your house. Use that money and risk it into your business. That was how he backed out. He didn't ask me for money again. Wow. He was not even willing to invest his own money.
His own money.
So for me, growing up or getting into business, I sacrificed all of these things. I sold some of my properties. Sold some. I sacrificed some that I had. My personal fridge, I had to take it away from my room. And I brought it to the school. Using my personal fridge. I do not have fridge at home.
Wow.
So I never had a chair at home because I used the money. I only managed to have a rug and a small TV. So I denied myself of things that could have, given me pleasure just to make sure, because I believe in the dream. So you have to be able to invest.
Okay.
Next is believing in the dream.
Believing in the dream. Okay.
The dreams are usually not clear sometimes when you get started. But there's an end picture that you see. Your fear is hard to get to that end picture. So in between driving from point A to where the vision really is, you'll have challenges. If you don't believe in that vision, because in between time, the vision will no longer become, it starts shaking. The dream starts to shake. Do you think I will survive? Yes. Do you think I'll make it?
Yes.
But you have to believe.
That's true.
If you don't believe, you cannot achieve it.
Wow, if you don't believe, you cannot achieve it.
You cannot achieve it.
Okay.
That's how many now?
That's 4.
Yeah. Okay. You're willing to travel.
You're willing to travel.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
Why traveling?
Traveling, there are a few things you must do when I'm out while you're here.
Yeah.
One is traveling alone. You're willing to travel.
Some will say I don't have the means to travel.
That's where sacrifice and investing comes in as well.
That's wrong.
Yeah, you may not have a means of traveling, but there are other ways that people can travel in recent time now. You can travel through internship, job opportunity, through scholarship, but you must be willing to travel. Not even traveling out of the country sometimes, but you have to travel from one state to another. Because sometimes I don't have a job that requires me to go to another state, and I ask you, are you available to go? And we say yes. It means we're winning. There are some persons who will tell you, no, I cannot leave Lagos. Once they tell you cannot leave Lagos, you see when that person is not willing to learn or to move, because our job as a chef will always move you from one point to the other.
So what's the best kind of mindset you can invite into the person that wants to go to culinary just like you?
Most of the persons that we see that are coming into culinary now don't have discipline.
Discipline.
Yes. Most persons want quick money. They are more interested in money than opportunity that can help them get better. So I personally believe as a newbie, the amount of knowledge you have will determine how much you earn eventually. So, but youth of At times,
yes.
want quick money. Nobody is willing to sacrifice, put in time for the work and all of that. So people just want to go in and they want to cash out. The industry is not designed that you go in and you cash out immediately.
Now, I want to ask you this question, but I think everybody clarity of it. When you're growing up and coming up to this level, at what point, at what stage do you start having that renewal that you say, okay, when this breakthrough has come in, start getting this breakthrough and things coming and things happening that remove that, pulled off a lot of pressure from your body? At what point did that happen? And what happened that made you start feeling like that?
Well, when we were able to set up a backup branch.
Okay.
And then, I had a business manager whom this entire won't have been, won't be complete without mentioning his name. His name is Pastor Ido. Okay. He is still the company's business manager.
Okay.
And then, she has drawn up the plan. So he said, if we're able to sustain this for the very first 5 years, the possibility that we will do better,
yes,
it's very high. So I was targeting that 5 years.
Okay.
I was targeting to hit that 5 years. The moment we hit 5 years, I knew that was it. That was when the better of the Port Harcourt branch came up. And hitting Port Harcourt 5 years, we're now opening the restaurant.
That was when the news started coming. You're going to take us to the kitchen so we can see what you prepare for us, because I know you're a very good chef and you're very good at what you do. So we want to take us around and also give us a tour of your place, of your new edifice, and just tell us 1 or 2 things that we're doing and what are the things that are coming up. But before we round up, what are the laws that you think you live with that has sustained you so far, and that you think that if you don't deviate from them, we're going to continually take you to continually hit at the goal and make sure that you get to that mark and you finally push on one to attain?
It's just one thing.
What is one thing?
Keep dreaming.
I keep dreaming.
I keep dreaming.
We dream a lot.
I dream a lot.
What's your final vision like? What do you sit down and you imagine you want to get to that look like the big vision you have?
So I have this big vision of occupying the entire property on this compound.
Okay.
That's our vision, and that's the vision that God has given to us, and that's what we want to achieve.
Okay.
Where we have our school, we have a hostel, we have a restaurant, we have a shopping mall where you can buy ingredients, equipment, tools. We have a lounge. We have a lot of classrooms and so on. We just want to have that edifice that when you mention it or when you see it, you truly will know that,
Now, I want you to look at the camera and tell the person that is looking at you regarding this culinary and telling you 3 things that you think the person needs in life. Whoever it is, whether the person wants to be a chef, culinary, whatever, or the person has another dream or desire. What do you think are the top 3 things, if you have more you could add, that you think you can tell that person?
Well, you have to go to school. You have to go to a cooking school. You have to learn the proper way, the right way. There are no shortcuts to success. Some of us want to, somebody will ask, oh, can I do a program for 1 month that can make me a chef? No. A program for 2 years is not even enough to make you a proper chef. Becoming a chef takes time. It takes years. It takes hard work. It takes strength. It takes energy. So, you must be willing to go to school. Number 2, you must look for opportunity to learn. In other words, opportunity to serve. Don't talk about money. Money will come afterwards. Number 3, you must be willing to invest and reinvest in yourself. The first investment would never be enough. You may have to do the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and so on.
So that is it, guys. We have heard from one of the best chefs we have in Nigeria, ChefAns. So if this is your first time coming to the channel, like I said, hit the subscribe button. And before we round up, we need to have a tour of his business edifice, and he's also going to take us to the kitchen so we can see what he could do for us within a short time, so he can exhibit some of his skills for us and what we could do in the kitchen. So guys, let's move around and let's see. So guys, we are one of the best culinary schools in Nigeria with ChefAns, and we've been discussing about his story and how he was able to do so very fast within a decade to achieve this great success in culinary school. I'm going to give us a little tour regarding his school, about his school, and everything about his edifice. Sure, chef. Tell us a little bit about here.
Okay, so basically we have a simple reception.
Okay.
And then over there we have a student we're working on.
Still working on?
Yeah, not really.
All right. So these are your students, right?
So,
how do you school feel like? Interesting. Wonderful. Okay, chef. Location.
okay, so this kitchen is our pastry kitchen, but really, I will try as much as I can to, show us something in a very quick moment.
Okay.
And then I'll be working on a beef dish.
So chef, your location, man. I want to press something for us. What do you do when you prepare?
Well, I just want to show you what creativity looks like.
Creativity looks like.
Because personally, I don't believe in perfectionism.
Okay.
Being a perfectionist.
Okay.
Because when we're perfectionist in cooking, it closes the door for creativity. So you always want to open yourself where new stuff can. So all that I have right now, more or less, like leftovers.
Okay.
But I want to use it to create something that you like.
Okay. All right. Let's see what you have.
When you're defining the dish, you look at the components, you look at the ingredients you've used, you also look at the method which you have used to prepare the food. The meat was pan roasted. Okay, it was pan roasted beef cake with chive, tomato, and pan roasted potato, finished with parsley.
So you can't give it a name.
I just give it a name.
What's the name?
The name of the dish is a pan roasted beef cake with a sweet tomato and pan roasted potato finished with the parsley.
Oh, cool. Can we test it and see?
Sure, enjoy. Bon appetit.
Okay, so
When you prepare it before you dig, okay, it's very important. And average Nigerian taste bud, it's either sweet or sour. And naturally, we don't like sour things. Okay, so I just want you to understand that one of the things you look at in food and quality food is the quality of the ingredients, the process at which the food is cooked. So this is not like our usual food.
yes.
So I just want you to embrace it with the fact that we're trying something.
Okay. So how is this? Is it from here or we are together? Or I just cut
You can break from there, eat, and then take the potato and eat. And enjoy.
It's quite different from the food I'm used to.
Yes. And it's really
Interesting. So where's typically food like this sound?
I find it at fine dining restaurants, like classic restaurants. But you don't find this from to-go restaurants or eateries. No.
Despite okay. And this is good. This is good. So but we said was it the meal you gave it is quite long. I wanted something short.
I can't say it's beef. We're not trained that way. We are trained to accommodate all the components part of the food, the process, the method, and so on. So the sauce that accompany it is like a red wine gravy. Okay. So
This is good. So we need to see other places that you have. So you're done with the kitchen and we've seen what you're going to prepare. Let's move around. Let's see your classroom and the other places.
okay.
Yes, thank you. So chefs went classroom and let's see.
So
Okay.
there's a classroom.
Hi guys. It's good. How do you experience life? Wonderful. Interesting. You're a teacher. So what are you teaching them today?
We're talking about
Life skills. Okay. So can you tell me what have you been picking up so far from the class?
Well, on the class, we learn when much we think, then called learn how to flex the orange bean. Also, learn how to know how to get the button weight.
And that's it also. Madam, please, can you tell us what have you experienced so far in the training?
Okay, for this class, I've learned how to identify my lines.
Yeah.
From the check my readiness statement. It's means in my past.
And so on. Tell us how long have you been with?
9
months. Wow. Wow, 9 months. So, how long are you going to be around?
We started on Jordan having July.
From January to July. Yes, when did you start from? I mean, what did you write this down? Diploma. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Alright, I'm going to see you again, sir. So, Jeff. So, voila. Interesting. Welcome to the bisque. Yeah, this is bisque. So, what is going to be happening here?
This is our restaurant. It's just the only restaurant in the entire of Soloway, the Solo, Ajara Estate.
Okay.
And it's not like fast food.
Okay, it's not like fast food.
It's really different. This is where you come, you sit down, and you enjoy the time. Enjoy the music, to the drinks, to the food. The chefs basically takes care of all of your needs, which involves food, basically.
Okay.
So, we're intentionally here because we understand a lot of people coming into the country from the international airport, which is not far from here, 5 minutes drive from here. So, a lot of people come into the state, and then they need that good food to welcome them. So that's why we're here.
Okay.
And that's what we're doing.
So what makes this place very special? What makes it so special?
It's very special because of the ambience. The ambience is lovely. It's amazing.
Let's look around.
You can't find anything clean.
The name is bisque, right?
Bisque.
Yeah. Why the name bisque? What's the idea of it?
It's a popular soup I like so much, which is from the French region.
Popular soup.
Yes.
From the French region. So that is the meaning of the word bisque. Interesting. So apart from that, what more can you tell us about here?
Here it's strategically designed to entertain people who either want to have a birthday ceremony, mini wedding ceremony, an engagement event, and for somebody who wants to have a good date. So with the environment is calm. This helps to ease the stress of the day.
Okay.
And then we're still setting up. We're not finally done.
Okay.
But we'll be done anytime soon. And then we're opening on 19th of December.
19th of December.
That's when we're opening this. We're opening officially.
Okay. So that's it, guys. CMK Culinary School with Chef Ans. So we are able to give us a tour of this beautiful building, and we share the story with us how we were able to grow so fast within a decade to achieve this massive feat, have this beautiful place, and also this Port branch. And I believe that is also going to be as beautiful as this. If we have images of it, we are also going to share it. So thank you. I believe we picked up one or two things from this video and from this interview. So, Chef, is there any final words you have for people listening to everyone to say here?
My final word is, if you have a dream, give it everything that you have. Work hard and trust God. You will achieve it.
So that is it, guys. Work hard, trust God. I believe he said it in the interview over and over again. His work ethic, his trust in God, and everything, and his belief, his faith, which is the most key part of it all, has taken him this far to go very big and very massive, and you see I have a whole lot of places he is still going to get to, and what he's still going to achieve. So this is just the beginning for him, and much more is still going to come forward from him. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed value from this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone, subscribe to the channel if you yet to subscribe. So thank you for watching. My name is Benzik, and I'll see you again next time. So Chef, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.